Hi there, I'm Jonathan Baumgart, the CEO of Atomic Consulting, and I'm wearing a suit today so I can speak with you about FX money management and asset management licenses. So the reason I wanted to make this video is to discuss how regulation and banking in particular in the Forex industry are changing. To go back in time a little bit, let's say 10 years ago, 2010, this video was made in 2020. In 2010, it was rather easy if you were an asset manager to register a company offshore, which was the ideal region, or even some places in Europe, and get a bank account. You could then operate the business and you'd be on your merry way. Fast forward 10 years later to now, and this is next to impossible. The main reason, and this is something we've discussed in other videos, is that banking has really become challenging for non-licensed companies, to the point where it's just about impossible. So if you're seriously considering managing funds in 2020 and your focus is FX, crypto, CFDs, etc., it's almost mandatory to get a license. Not because your investors demand it, but because you'll have no way of receiving money from your investors otherwise. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about FX asset management licenses. They're slightly different from brokerage licenses, but there are a lot of similarities. So to get into it, you need to have some kind of working capital if you'd like to get this license. I would say that obtaining the license and getting the permissions is not as intense as a broker. The reason is most regulators understand that it's just an entity that's managing funds. They aren't also providing the brokerage services and the many risks that also come with it, plus reporting obligations. At a minimum, though, you need to expect to have some paid up capital to get this license. You should expect to open an office in the jurisdiction that's offering it. And there's basically no jurisdiction out there right now that doesn't require at least an office and one local or physical person on the ground. So as mentioned, it is a commitment of capital and resources to get this license. You should also expect to file some quarterly or annual accounting, but nothing at the level that you would have if you were running a full-fledged broker. So keep all of this in mind because it is a pretty substantial commitment. Now, with that said, I can also offer you an alternative because there are many money managers first who don't want to dedicate the time to all of this because it is a lot of work, gathering all the documents, filling out paperwork, etc. As well as those who perhaps have a good track record but haven't built up the capital yet to get to the stage where a license makes sense. So there is a few compromises. In the UK, for example, you can get what's called an appointed representative relationship with an existing FCA regulated brokerage. Now, these type of relationships are not so simple to come by. If that sounds interesting to you and you'd like to explore it more, then please contact us. You'll find our full contact details in the description of this video. Outside of the UK, we can offer you something very similar in the EU as a whole. It's referred to as a tied agent relationship. There are some nuances, but for the sake of this brief explanation, we'll say it's just about the same. Basically, a licensed broker will sponsor your company and allow you to manage assets using their regulatory umbrella. This saves you a lot of time and a lot of headaches and allows you to grow the business so that at one point in the future, you may be ready to obtain your own license. Remember, you don't need it from day one. If you have a proven track record, we can help you get started and help you to grow so that you'll eventually get to that place. With that said, as mentioned, it's not so easy to obtain either of these, so it's best to contact our firm. We can provide you some guidance along the way. And as a final thought on this, I would always recommend, if you don't have the capital or the resources yet, to consider some type of partnership. We can even help a starting firm out, so don't be shy to contact us about this. As mentioned, the route that I always suggest taking is to ramp up or to grow the business, perhaps for a time, working with a regulated entity, and then getting the license. Because the last thing you want to do is to dedicate a lot of time and capital to a business that's brand new and perhaps hasn't fully been proven. So in the description of this video, you'll find our contact details. We've also done a separate video about appointed representative relationships, so I'm going to include that in there. Make sure to check it out. And if you like this video and want to be updated about future posts, then definitely subscribe to our video, hit the notifications, and you'll be given an alert on your phone or PC the next time we publish a video. So I wish to thank you for your time and have a good day. Bye.